Compound interest is, I think, one of the most underestimated realities of the universe. First off, it applies to finance. That much is pretty obvious, but it also applies to basically everything else in life. So when it comes to finance, the first 100,000 is the hardest to get. But once you have your 100,000, you can just let it ride. And as it keeps growing in, say, an index fund, like a Vanguard index fund, something with no fees, what you'll end up seeing is that even if you left it untouched and never added more to it for 20 years, that 100K becomes like 600K all on its own. And this isn't just true for money, this also applies to skills, to basically anything that you can quantify numerically, that compounds on itself, that you can grow the more you grow. So if you think about it, as you get better at something, your rate of improvement also improves. So if you're an artist who's practicing, in your first year, you might say, triple your skills. In the second year, you might only double, but you're doubling what's already been tripled. So now you're six times as good. In your third year, you might grow by 50%. So that ends up being nine times as good as you started. And you keep investing in this, even though the actual percentage is going down, your improvement overall is rapidly increasing. Now, the biggest mistake people make with compound interest is they interrupt the compounding, especially early on. So if you interrupt that 100,000 as it's on its way to becoming 600,000, it might only end up being 2 or 300,000 instead. The same is true of skills. So this is why distraction is actually the biggest killer of potential. Simply because if you invested in the same skill for 10 years, the difference is completely different versus if you tried five different skills and you swapped every 2 years. You only got 2 years into the compounding process as opposed to 10 years. And the 10 years is more than just five times as good. Because of compounding, it could be 30, 40, 50 times as good. And this is how you can see people become world class at something. It's because they stick with it for a very long time and they allow compound interest to apply towards that growth. Now, other than skills and finance, there's also knowledge or even wisdom. This is also something that can compound over time. The other kinds of things that can compound are your network, for example, the people that you know, the people that you connect with. Over time, this can compound on itself, which is part of why people in their 60s, 70s, they might seem like they almost know somebody who does almost anything, right? They have a guy for everything. And the reason is because the more people you know, they also connect to someone else. And those connections tend to last for decades, if not lifetimes. So, really, the power of compounding will only be amplified in the coming generations because we're going to live longer and longer lives, potentially thousands of years. So, it's best to really start investing now in the things that you believe will bring you the most joy in the long run.